Welcome to Engineering Funda family. In this video, I have explained USB protocol for serial communication. This is most widely used protocol for serial communication. Let me tell you first how many things that I have covered in this video. I have covered how many versions are there with USB protocol along with different connectors. Here, based on color coding, how to identify which version is available with USB protocol, that even I have covered. I have explained how USB protocol is working with computer system as well as how inside signaling is happening with USB protocol, that even I have covered. Here at last I have explained what are the objectives of USB protocol as well as how many limitations are there with USB protocol. So let us see all those things step by step. So here let us see first how many basics are there with USB protocol. So USB means Universal Serial Bus. That was designed and developed by Compaq, DEC, IBM, Intel, Microsoft, NEC, Nortel, and the main idea behind this is to design simple plug and play serial communication. So that many companies have came together to design simple and plug and play serial communication. Now let me discuss about how many versions are there with USB protocol. So the very initial version was USB 1.0, that was having transfer rate up to 1.5 Mbps, and with respect to time they have upgraded their versions of USB with USB 1.1, 12 Mbps speed was available, with USB 2.0, 480 Mbps, USB 3.0 supports 5 Gbps, USB 3.1 supports 10 Gbps, USB 3.2 supports 20 Gbps. Now my dear students, question is which version that we use in normal situation. In majority of computers you will be observing we are using USB 2.0 only. Why? The reason is this transfer rate is more than sufficient. So if you observe your computer system, in that whatever USB ports are there, that will be having at max USB 2.0 version only. Yes, in some commercial application USB 3.0 is also available, but these protocols that we use it for very high data transfer rate. Till now these companies have designed USB 4.0 as well, that is having transfer rate up to 40 Gbps. Here my dear students, to support these USB versions, different types of connectors are there. Here you will be observing majority of USB ports are having this type of shape, but based on color strip you need to identify which type is there. As if it is of white strip, then you can say it is of type A. Here you will be observing type B, that is having this type of shape, and this is what we are using it with printer. You can see with printer this type of USB type B connector will be there. If you observe this USB connector, that is having similar shape, but here we are having blue color strip, that explains we are having USB 3.0. Here USB mini with type B, USB micro with type B, that is having this type of shape, and that we have used in some old phones. Here majority of mobiles, tablets as well as computer is having type C connector, that will be having this type of shape. This USB micro B connector, that is having this type of dual slot, and here we are having dual slot for power configuration, and that we provide with hard disk. So in hard disk you need to have power connection as well, that's why there will be dual slot over here. So that is how different connectors are there. Now my dear students, you might be having question like how to identify which USB version is there with your given USB port. So for that you just need to see what color strip is there with given USB. As if strip color is white, you can say USB 1.x version is there. It may be 1.0, it may be 1.1. As if it is having black color strip, you can say USB 2.0 is there, and I have already told you this is the majority of USB connector which is there with computer system. You just see your computer, in that this USB port will be there, right, with black color strip, means it is USB 2.0. If it is having blue color strip, it will be USB 3.0. If it is having teal color strip, you can say that USB port is USB 3.1 version port. If it is of red color, then you can say it is having USB 3.2, that is having 20 Gbps speed, but in normal situations you will be observing this much speed is not required with our system. Here, my dear students, based on color code you can understand few more things. As if your USB connector is having yellow, red or orange strip, in that case this USB is also providing charging in sleep mode. So as if your computer is there in sleep mode, during that time period also these ports will provide charging. So that is even the main feature that you can understand based on color code. Now my dear students, I'll explain you how USB is working. So here you should know there will be only one host, that will be your main computer. So with your computer you can connect many peripherals with USB, but here your computer will be host and all other peripherals are slave. Here it will be having tree topology in which you will be having main one host and multiple slaves. So here you can have one computer, many slaves that we can connect via USB, and here host will be your master and other multiple slaves will be there, and those slaves will be controlled by host. Here there will be 7 bits of addressing using which we can interface 127 devices at max. So here for communication we provide 7 bits of addressing. Here you should know, my dear students, host can only initiate data transfer, right? So here main host that will be providing all the data transfer initiation. Host may receive the data, host may transmit the data, right? So that will get initiated by host only. Here this protocol is asynchronous protocol. So obviously with asynchronous protocol we don't provide clock signal. Now my dear students, I'll explain you how signaling is happening. So for that you need to see how cable is there. So inside cable you will be observing there are 4 buses. You see here USB A that is there with us, in that 1, 2, 3, 4, that is how 4 buses are there. This is male and this is female. So male that we will be inserting inside female, right? This is USB type B connector is there, in that this is male as well as this is female. So in majority of cases you will be observing we are having 4 buses, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 4 that is VCC and ground, but 2 and 3 that is D plus and D minus. Now let me explain you how signaling is happening. My dear students, here D plus and D minus both are carrying same information, but that will be mirror image of each other. So 2 buses are there, D plus, D minus, both are having same information, those are mirror of each other. And when you receive that at receiver, there will be differential amplifier. So what we do is we do difference of these 2 signals and then we amplify it. So what will happen? Here you will be having better signal to noise ratio. Same information will be there. Here at receiver we will be differencing that and we will be amplifying it. So mirror image, that difference will be even larger. That's why you will be having higher SNR. Just think about this, like 2.5 voltage is there, mirror of that will be minus 2.5, so difference will be 5 voltage, and even you are amplifying that, so signal to noise ratio that will increase, right? So here when we talk about D plus and D minus, so that is having same information, that is mirror of each other, and at receiver side we will be having differential amplifier that will be differentiating both of these signals and amplifying it, so that will be improving signal to noise ratio of transmission. Here my dear students, now let us discuss about objectives of USB protocol. So here USB interface that is self-configuring. So you don't need to configure it. When you insert any device, automatically configuration will happen. Here USB ports are backward compatible. So any device which is having USB connector that can be directly connected over here, it is having backward compatibility. You don't need to upgrade it. Here host can provide power processing. In many of the embedded system you might have seen, small devices can manage power from USB port, right? So host can provide power processing over here. Here USB interface is hot swappable. Hot swappable means what? Here you don't need to reboot host when you have USB interface. Here power charging is also provided. So many of the devices that you can charge it by USB port over here. USB is plug and play. So you'll be observing when you plug any device, you can directly initiate data transfer. Here you don't need to configure any device. Directly one can initiate data transfer. When we talk about USB requirement, then you don't need any requirement for new peripherals. Any peripherals can be interfaced over here with USB protocol. Here you will be observing wide range of transfer speeds are available with different versions of USB. We have already seen that with USB 4.0, 40 Gbps speed is available. With USB 1.0, you have 1.5 Mbps speed. So wide range of data transfer rate that is available with USB. Here USB provides best available latency to current transfer. Let me explain you this. As if you have multiple program running in your host, in that situation, as if you have one current transfer with USB, then obviously your system will get shared with USB transfer as well. So USB will manage that current transfer automatically so that it will not have any burden on currently going task. So as if user is working with one program, then USB will manage the latency of current transfer so that it will not be having too much burden on other program, right? So it will be having no effect, or you can say minimum effect on main program. Here, my dear students, you don't need any control signals, right? Everything is self-configuring, so you don't need to think about how many control signals and all those things that we need to provide over here. When we talk about limitations of USB protocol, then you should know USB cable will be having limited length. But as if you have gateway, in that case you can have long distance transfer. But technically when we talk about plug and play, in that you have limited length. Here it is slower than Ethernet. You should know, my dear students, with optical cable we can have hundreds of Gbps of speed, right? But with USB 4.0, we have upgraded to 40 Gbps, but that is still slower compared to Ethernet, as in Ethernet we have long distance communication as well. Here when we talk about USB, then that is simple master-slave tree topology. Here other than host cannot initiate data transfer, that you should know. Here, my dear students, host cannot broadcast the data, host can transfer the data with single device only, right? It is not like host is broadcasting data over here with all the slaves. Here when we talk about host, then multiple hosts are not possible, and as if your device with USB is virus prone, then it may be dangerous to host. So that many limitations are there with USB protocol. So I think now it is clear to you how USB protocol is working and how many things are happening inside. Still, if any confusion is there, what I want is you just post that in comment box so that we can have discussion. Thank you so much for watching this video.